So good evening everyone. So welcome to my channel. Yeah, continue subscribing, invite more friends. Okay, so we'll continue solving. We'll continue our journey. Okay, so basically we won't end here. We're still here. We're still solving. Okay. So we are continuing with 2024 paper 1. Okay, so today we are going to answer question 9. So question 9 is about probability. So probability, okay. Probability, okay. So the probability is just a likeliness. A likeliness of something to happen. Okay, so the likeliness of something to happen is what we call probability. So question 9, so basically if we tell you there are things which, let's say you have a bag. So you have a bag. So in this bag you have letters. So you have letters A, B, C, D. So the easy way, if I tell you what is the probability of picking letter A from this bag, so probability A is equals to, so here what's the likeliness of picking A is A itself, A over, there are 4 things in that bag, so we'll say A plus B plus C plus D. So this is the probability of picking A amongst the total options here. So yeah, it's that particular value divided by the total likeliness. Okay, so I don't want to use any formula, just want to keep it simple. So the formula is, so is that particular value, or you can say particular value over total probability. There are a lot of formulas for this, but the simple definition is, if I say what is the probability of D, so probability D is equals to that particular instant. Okay, so that is D over the likeliness of picking, or the total probability is A plus B plus C plus D. Okay, so for example, I tell you what is the probability of picking a 2. Probability of picking a 2. We know there is no 2 here, so it's 0 over A plus B plus C plus D. So basically at grade 12, the probability, the questions they ask is basic probability. So you don't have to go into much details of, here we are not even supposed to go into details like finding there is this which you used to find, like probability tree. So for example, here maybe there might be 3, then you go this side. Here there might be 4, then you go this side. No need of doing all these complicated calculations. So because it's paper 1, so paper 1 they're keeping the question so simple. So let's copy the question and paste it here so that they can have more room to solve. Okay, so now let's answer part A. So part A, a 6-sided die is thrown once. So a 6-sided die. So a die, you know that a die has how many sides? So a dice, if you know, a dice is something like, so it's something like a square. Okay, so it has sides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like bottom, top, 2, then this 4, this, and that other side 6. Okay, so it has 6 faces. So it has 6 faces. Okay, so now since we know that it has 6 faces, it has 6 faces. Okay, so they are saying, so meaning total probability here is 6. So each face, it will have something like this for those who have seen dice. The other face, if you roll it, the other side it will have 2. Then the other side it will have 3. Then the other side it will have 4. The other side it will have 5. Then the last side it will have 6. So they use this, there are people who do businesses over this. They will roll a die, then you badge. It will have numbers 1, 2, 3, then you badge your money on either. So when a die lands on 2, the person who had betted on 2 wins the money. Okay, so we are told a 6-sided, a 6-sided. Okay, so the most common formula for probability, let me just write it, the same thing I had written on top. Probability is equals to, so there is favorable outcome over total outcome. Okay, so these mean the same things. So just for completeness sake, outcome. Okay, so favorable outcome. So favorable outcome, if we say probability for A, meaning favorable outcome is what? A, and then total probability is total outcomes, everything in the bag. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 faces. Okay, so find the probability of getting a number with a multiple of 3. Multiple of 3. So multiple of 3. So we'll check here. So multiple of 3 meaning numbers which are divisible by 3 without leaving any remainder. So you've seen this face is 3. 3 divided by 3, you see? 1. Okay, so we have 1, face 1, this one, the one with the 3 dots. And then also this one, 6 divided by 3. So multiples are numbers which are divisible by 3. So multiples of 3, numbers divisible by 3. If they say multiples of 4, numbers divisible by 4. So here, how many faces have multiples of 3? So we have face number 2. So we have this 3, it has 3 dots. This one has 6 dots. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, so meaning probability so favorable outcomes. So we have how many faces? We have face 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And among these faces, which one have multiples of 3? How many have multiples of 3? So it's this one and this one. So 2 over total outcomes. How many faces in total? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we say 6. So 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 6, 3. So 1 over 3. So this is your probability. That's your answer. Okay, hope you have understood. It's very simple. So if I say multiples of let's say 2. Probability multiples of 2. So probability multiples of 2. So you check on these faces, numbers which are divisible by 2 without leaving a remainder. So we have this face, 1, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then you have also this face, so I'll indicate it like this, okay. I'll indicate it like this. 4 divided by 2 is what? 2. And then also 6 divided by 2 is what? 3. Oh, sorry, 3. So how many faces do we have which are multiples of 2? We have 1, 2, 3. So you write 3 over total faces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay, so 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 6, 2. So the probability is half. Okay, so hope you've understood how to, if you're given a dice and you're told to calculate something. Okay, so that is part A. Part B. So part B, you're given 1 minus 2d squared is equals to 25. Okay, so if you're given a question like this, it's very simple actually, because they've already factorized. So here you use a factorization method. Factorization method, because they have already factorized the question. So you have 1 minus 2t squared equals to 25. So how do you get rid of the square roots? So those who remember from our previous previous videos, if you have b squared equals to 4, you just take square root on both sides. Then when you take square root, you take plus or minus. Okay, hope you remember. So that this and this will cancel. B is equals to plus or minus square root of 4 is 2. So meaning b is equals to plus 2 or negative 2. Okay, so we use the same principle here. Here we'll take a square root on both sides. So remember, when you take a square root of this, you write plus or minus in front. Okay, that's a rule of square roots. So this and this will cancel. So you have 1 minus 2t equals to plus or minus. So square root of 25 is what? 5. Okay. So here you have two equations. So one, here you have positive 5 and negative 5. So you have 1 minus 2t is equals to positive 5. Also you have 1 minus 2t equal to negative 5. So I have negative and a positive. So here you solve for t, and here you also solve for t. So start with this one. You take 1 the other side. So you have negative 2t is equals to 5. 1, when it crosses the equal sign, it will be minus 1. This implies that negative 2t is equals to 5 minus 1, which is 4. So divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. So t equals to negative 2 into 4 is 2. Okay, so now we come to this one. Same applies, we take 1 to the other side, so you say negative 2t equals to negative 5 minus 1. And this one comes this side. Okay, so you have negative 2t equals to negative 6. So this is negative 6. Okay, number line negative 1, negative 5, negative 6. So you divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. T equals to, so this negative and negative will be positive. 2 into 6, you have 3. Okay, so meaning your answer is t is equals to 3, or t is also equal to negative 2. Okay, so these are your answers. Okay, hope you understood. It's very simple and straightforward. Okay, so if you have further questions, you can reach out to me. Okay, I'm always available. let's solve the last part. So question 12. So question 12. So question 12, we have indices. Okay, so it's indices. So you have 3 to the power 1 minus 2x. So you have plus 4 equal to 5. Okay, so like terms, you can take this the other side here. Okay, so you can take this for this side. So you have 3 1 minus 2x equal to 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4. So you have 3 1 minus 2x equal to 1. Okay, so from here okay, so when you reach here, you know, indices, we need to have something like this. Let's say you have power a equals to this side, also it has to be 3 to the power maybe b. So when these are equal, we just say a equals to b. Okay, so if you have 2, for example, 2 to the power 2x equals to 2 to the power 3. So this one, solving for x, since we have 2 here and we have 2 here, we equate the powers. You say 2x this power equal to this power equal to 3. Since the bases are what? The same, then you divide by 2, you divide by 2. X equals to 3 over 2. So here, how do we make this 3? We have 1, but we need it to have a base of 3. Okay, so that's where now you need to know indices. I mentioned at the beginning that any number to the power 0 is what? 1. So whether it's 1000 to the power 0 is 1. So we know 1, we just write 3, 1 minus 2x is equals to 3 to the power 0, because we know 3 to the power 0, any number to the power 0 is what? 1. For us to have the same base. So the whole point of bringing this term deliberately, we know we wanted to have the same base. So if it was 4 here, we would have said, say 4 to the power 0. So now the bases are equal. We equate the terms now here, the powers. So we have 1 minus 2x is equals to 0. So you can take the 1 this side. So you have negative 2x equals to 0 minus 1. So when it comes this side, it will be negative. Okay, negative 2x equals to negative 1. So you divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. Okay, meaning x is equals to this and this to be positive, so it will be half. Okay, so hope you guys have understood this question. So I will solve it again. So you have 3, 1 minus 2x plus 4 equals to 5. Okay, so like terms. So this has x, so this one is just a number and this one is just a number, meaning they're like terms. You take this the other side. So you have 3, 1 minus 2x is equals to 5 minus 4. Okay, so you have 3, 1 minus 2x equal to 5 minus 4, 1. Then when you reach here, you want to have the same base on both sides of the equation. So you check the base here. Use the definitions of indices. Anything, any constant to the power, any number power 0 is 1. So, and the number we want is 3. So you just say 3 to the power 0. 3 to the power 0 is 1, meaning we haven't changed anything here. We're just writing it so that it gives us a liberty to solve. Okay, so now the bases are equal, we equate the powers. So if there was 2 here, we write the way it is. Equate the powers, this and this. Okay, so you write 1 minus 2x equal to 0. So now we solve 1, we take it the other side. So we have negative 2x equals to 0 minus 1. Negative 2x equals to negative 1. Then we divide by negative 2, we divide by negative 2. X equal to, so half. Okay, so this is your answer. So let's solve the last part. So the last part is part B. So part B, the diagram below shows the sector AOB. Okay, so AOB. Okay, so you have a sector. Okay, so you have this angle theta. Okay, so the radius. So the radius is the distance from the center to the circumference, r. Okay, so that's a distance. So this is O, this is A, this is B. So you need to know some terminologies: radius, also diameter. So radius is the distance from the center of the circle to any points on the circumference. So circumference is this one, the exterior, the most exterior part of the circle. Yeah, so the exterior is the circumference. So the distance from the center to the circumference is the radius. Okay, then diameter. Diameter is when you have 2r. So diameter diameter is the same as you have a complete circle, for example. Then this is your center. Then you have this distance is r. So this total distance, another this side also r. So the total distance from this point A to B. So the distance connecting two circumference points through the center, this is the center, through the center is called what? Diameter. So two radius. So two radii, the radii, when you add them, it will give you the diameter. Okay, so be mindful on which one is diameter. So if they say they give you a diameter of 10 centimeters, meaning radius is what? Radius is 5, we divide it by 2, because meaning the radius is what? 5 centimeters. So I give you radius equals to 5 centimeters. What is the diameter T? Diameter is 2 radius, meaning diameter is 10 centimeters. Okay, so yeah, that's what you have to know. So how do you find the area of the sector? So area of the sector is theta, the angle of the sector, divided by 360 degrees. Then you multiply it by pi r squared. So what is this term? Pi r squared. What is this term? So what's the area of the circle? Area of the circle. Area of the circle. Formula. The formula of the area of a circle. I like using this one, pi d squared over 4. Pi d squared over 4. So if you replace here with radius, so you have pi, radius is what? Diameter divided by 2. So you say d in terms of diameter. Okay, so diameter is 2r, so write 2r here, squared over 4. So area of the circle equals to pi 2 squared, it will be 4r squared over 4. So this and this you cancel, you just have pi r squared. Okay, So you have two forms of calculating area of a circle. So area of a circle, that is where you have a diameter, you can just calculate it directly over 4. If you have a radius, if you are given the radius, you just use this. So these are two formulas for calculating the area of the circle. So here, for you to find the area of a sector, area of a sector, we are multiplying the total area of a circle by the angle separating the two radius. So area equals to theta, the angle separating them, over 360, multiplied by the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. So we are told we take pi as 22 over 7. Okay, that's according to the question. Take pi. So we have to find the angle subtended at the center theta. Okay, so we have been given the area already. Area is 231. So area is 231 centimeter cubic. Radius is 14 centimeters. Okay. So we want to find this theta. If you want, you can make theta subject of the formula for you to revise. Okay, let's revise a bit. Let's make theta the subject of the formula. So we have area equals to theta multiplied by pi r squared. We have theta pi r squared over 360. So this is over 1. You just cross multiply. So 1 multiplied by that, it will be just pi r squared equals to 360 area. Okay, this multiplied by that. So we need theta, so we divide by pi r squared, in here pi r squared. So this cancels out, theta equal to 360 area pi by pi r squared. Okay, so now we just substitute the values. If you hate making subject of the formula, you can put the values here. Area, you put the value, pi and r, you put the value, then solve, then calculator on find theta. But I like it just expressing it in because here you just put in the values. No need of start finding at the re-evaluating at the end. Multiply by 231 over pi, they are said to use 22 over 7, multiplied by radius is what? 14. So radius is 14. Is it radius or diameter? Let me read it again. Okay, radius 14. Okay, radius 14. Okay, so here we can divide 7 into 7. R squared is 14 times 14. So 7 into 7, 1. 7 into 14, we have 2 here. Okay, so let's further simplify it. We have 360 multiplied by 231 over. Now 7 is gone. So you have 22 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 14. So let's see numbers which can go into any of these. Okay, which one? So let's say 2 here, 1. 2 into 3 is what? 1. Remainder 2. Is it? 2 into 3, yes, 1. Remainder 1. Okay, so remainder 1. Okay, remainder 1. Then 2 into 16 is 8. So you have 180 on top. Okay, so 180. So for those who are sharp, we can quickly find, we are trying to reduce it so that we reduce the complexity. This is paper 1, so you don't use a calculator. Okay, so 2 here, I think 2 can go into here. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 1. So you have 11 here. 2 into 18, that's 90. Okay, so you have 90 divided by 2, 31 over 11 by 14. Okay, so what else can we do here? What else can we do here? Okay, so if you multiply, I think if you multiply 11 by 11, I think it can go into this. Yeah. So if you say 231, if you divide it by 11, it will give you 21. So here, 21, this goes, okay? So we're still continuing. 90 by 21. So now we just have 14, okay? So let's continue. So 2 into 14 is what? 7. Then 2 into 9, you have 4. Remainder 1. 2 into 10, 5. Okay, so you have 45. Okay, so you have 45 by 21 over 7. So I think 21 divided by 7, we know is 3. So 7, 1, 7 here, 3. Okay, so you have 55 by 3. Now our list is small, so we can easily solve 45 multiplied by 3. So 5 by 3, 15. 5, 3 by 4, 12, plus 1, you have 5. Okay, 135. So theta equals to 135 degrees Celsius. What I said degrees Celsius, sorry, degrees. Okay, so if you have a sector, just wrap it out to wrap it everything now. Area of a sector, so area of a sector A is theta over 360 by pi r squared. This is the formula for you to calculate the area of a sector. Then we've also talked about probability. Probability equals to favorable outcomes, over total outcomes. Okay, so you have to know these things. So as a bonus, let's say you have a bag. So you have a bag and you have 3 red balls, 4 yellow balls, 2 green balls. Okay, then you are told to calculate. You calculate probability red, probability yellow, probability green, probability gold. Let's include gold. Okay, so just solve for 2. So here probability red. So how many red balls do we have? We have 3. So we write 3. That's a favorable outcome. Red balls, there are 3. Then total divided by the total number of balls. So you have 3 plus yellow 4 plus green 2. So you have 3 over 3 plus 4, which is 7. 7 plus 2, which is 9. Then 3 here, 1, 3 here, 3. So you have 1 over 3. That's probability for red. Probability yellow. Okay, so yellow, same thing. How many yellow balls do we have in the bag? We have 4. Okay, and what's the total number of balls? 3 by 4 by 2. So this is 4 over 9. Okay, then probability green. So probability green. How many green balls do we have in the bag? 2. So you have 2. And how many balls do we have in total? 3 plus 4 plus 2, which gives us 2 over 9. Okay, then last one, gold. So probability gold. So probability gold, how many golden balls do we have in the bag? 0 over, what's the total of the number of balls? 3 by 4 plus 2. So I have 0 over 9, which is 0. We don't have gold, so there's no way you can have a probability of picking gold. So thank you so much everyone for following up to the end. Okay, so wishing you a lovely night. So thank you. Continue showing up on my page. Yeah, I got a lot of things to share, so continue liking, continue subscribing. Okay, thank you.